So, good day everyone. I am Erickson Soriano and I will be discussing the Philippine Financial Reporting Standard 6 or the PFRS 6 entitled Exploration and Evaluation of Mineral Resources. So, uh, before I proceed to the discussion, let me inform you about the learning objectives under this lesson. To define exploration and evaluation of mineral resources. Second, to define exploration and evaluation expenditures. Third, to recognize an exploration and evaluation assets. So without a further ado, let's proceed to the discussion. So the PFRS 6 addresses the accounting for expenditures on exploration for and evaluation of mineral resources. So ano ba pag sinabi natin na exploration and evaluation of mineral resources? So it is simply defined as the search of mineral resources. Take note, after the entity has obtained legal rights to explore in a specific area, as well as the determination of the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting the mineral resources. So, ang isang mining companies or ang isang entity, bago sila mag-operate or magsagawa ng isang mining activities, kailangan muna nilang makakuha ng legal rights or ng rights sa government para makapag-explore sila sa isang specific na lugar na napili nila. So, like for example, yung mga multinational company or yung mga small company. So, sa isang dito, halimbawa dito sa ating bansa, sa may parteng Mindanao, mayaman sila sa mga mineral resources like gold, silver, platinum, and also, hindi lang naman itong mga mineral resources na to, kundi yung mga gas and yung other non-regenerative resources. So, one of the best example also dito is yung mga microchips, na ginagamit natin sa computer natin. And also, madami pang iba na mga bagay na ginagamit natin sa ating tahanan. Okay? So, next, exploration and evaluation expenditures. So, these are the expenditures incurred by an entity in connection with the exploration for and evaluation of mineral resources before the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting a mineral resource are demonstrable. So, yung PFRS 6 applies to expenditures incurred after an entity has obtained legal rights na to explore in a specific area. So, ang sakop lang ng PFRS 6 is yung mga expenditures after na makakuha na ang entity ng legal rights from the government. So, once kasi na ang isang entity or isang mining company ay hindi nagkumuha ng legal rights from the government, yung activities na isasagawa nila, it will be considered as illegal. Okay? Meron din naman tong limitation. So, after nila makakuha ng legal rights to explore and before the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting a mineral resource are demonstrable. Kasi, once na yung after the technical feasibility na is na-demonstrate na or yung viability ng mga mineral resources na-demonstrate na is hindi na siya sakop ng PFRS 6, kundi may tinatawag tayo na development cost. So, ito na yung development cost, and development cost is not accounted under this PFRS 6. Ito, or bibigyan ko ng isang example. Sa expenditures, yung, di ba, ang isang mining companies, yan, after nila makakuha ng legal rights sa government, nag-hire sila ng mga geologist, yan, para i-assess yung grade ng lupa ng kanilang pagmiminahan. And that is one of the expenditures. And madami pang iba pang expenditures na sakop ng PFRS 6 na I will be discussing later on. So, expenditures do not include the following. First, before an entity has obtained legal rights to explore a specific area. Second, after the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting a mineral resources are demonstrable. So, hindi na ito sakop ng Pfrs 6. Kasi itong mga expenditures na to, di ba sabi ko nga kanina, sakop lang ng Pfrs 6 is after an entity is maka-obtain na ng legal rights from the government. So, sa madaling salita, before an entity has obtained legal rights to explore in a specific area, Pfrs 6 is not applicable. So, yung after the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting a mineral resources are demonstrable, ito naman yung, dito papasok yung sa mga research or sa development cost na ang Pfrs 6 is hindi rin applicable. Okay? So, Pfrs 6 temporarily exempt an entity from applying the hierarchy of reporting standards under the Philippine Accounting Standard 8. So, di ba na-discuss natin yun sa past 8 na meron tayong tinatawag na hierarchy of reporting standards. Yung una dito is yung Pfrs and next is yung judgment. So, sabi, naka-indicate dito sa Pfrs 6 na ina-exempt daw ang isang entity na gamitin ang hierarchy na ito. So, the entity was permitted to create their own accounting policy para dito sa exploration and evaluation asset. So, kung ano yung makakapagbigay ng mas relevant at or mas reliable na information based entirely on the management's judgment without any considerations about the hierarchy of the standards in PAS 8. Okay? So, an entity may recognize exploration and evaluation expenditures as expenses or assets. So, nakadepende na sa judgment ng isang entity. Kaya nga pinapayagan sila na magsagawa ng kanilang sariling accounting policy. So, nakadepende kung i-recognize ba nila ito as expense or as an asset. Next, the initial measurement. So, ang exploration and evaluation assets are initially measured at cost. Ano ba yung pag sinabi natin exploration and evaluation assets? These are the exploration and evaluation expenditures recognized as asset in accordance with the entity's accounting policy. So, in accordance with the entity's accounting policy. So, ibig sabihin, kung yung entity is i-recognize nila itong expenditures na ito as an asset, so tinatawag natin itong exploration and evaluation assets. So, ito yung mga example natin ng mga expenditures na initially measured at cost. So, una is acquisition of rights to explore. 'Di ba? Ito yung pagkuha nga natin ng legal rights sa government. Next, topographical, geological, geochemical, and geophysical studies. O ito yung mga pag-aaral ng mga eksperto dun sa lugar na iyong pagmiminahan. So, yun. It's initially measured and cost. Next, exploratory drilling. So, ito naman yung ginagamit natin sa para malaman natin kung ano ba yung grado ng isang lupa. Trenching. Ang trenching naman, ito naman yung mga heavy equipment o yung mga ekwipo na ginagamit natin. Sampling, ito naman yung sa pag-a-assess natin ng grade ng lupa na or yung mga mineral resources na maaari natin makuha. And last, the activities in relation to evaluating the technical feasibility and commercial viability of extracting a mineral resources. Yung mga aktibidades na isinasagawa ng isang entity para malaman yung kung ano yung mga maaaring makuhang mineral resources dun sa kanilang napiling lugar na pagmiminahan. So, subsequently, measurement. So, ang Exploration and evaluation asset are subsequently measured using either cost model or revaluation model. So in the changes naman in accounting policies, an entity may change its accounting policy for exploration and evaluation expenditures. The entity judges relevance and reliability using the criteria in PAS 8. So, 'di ba, pinapayagan ang isang entity nga na magpalit ng kanilang accounting policy for this exploration and evaluation expenditures. Nakadepende na dito kung uh, yung changes na ito is magre-result ba ng mas more relevant and no less reliable, or more reliable and no less relevant. So, yung judges or yung judgment ng isang entity will be based on the criteria in the past 8 dun sa second na hierarchy, yung sa judgment. So, classification of exploration and evaluation assets. So, these assets are treated as separate class of asset. It may classified as tangible asset or intangible asset. So, pag sinawag natin na tangible asset, ito yung mga vehicles o mga drilling rigs na ginagamit natin sa pagmimina. And then, yung mga intangible asset naman, ito naman yung mga drilling rights. So, impairment loss. So, exploration and evaluation assets are assessed for impairment when indication exists that their carrying amount exceeds their recoverable amount. So, katulad ng ibang asset na once yung carrying amount nila is nag-exceed na dun sa recoverable amount na maaari nilang ma-recover dun sa isang specific na asset, so magre-record na tayo dito ng impairment loss, magkakameron tayo dito ng loss. And ito yung mga example of assets that needed to be assessed for impairment. First, the right to explore has expired or will expire in the near future and it's not expected to be renewed. So yung asset natin kanina na acquisition of rights to explore. So once na yung rights na inobtain natin from the government will be expired or we're going to expired, so magre-record na tayo dito ng impairment loss. The expenditures for further exploration and evaluation activities are significantly higher than expected. Yung allotted amount natin for exploration and evaluation assets is mas mababa siya dun sa ina-expect natin. So, kinakailangan natin ng mag-record ng impairment loss. Next, the exploration and evaluation activities in a specific area have to be discontinued because no mineral resources have been discovered. So, yan. So, maaari din itong mangyari. So, once na ang isang entity or isang mining companies, so, wala silang natagpo ang mga mineral resources doon sa specific na lugar na kanilang pagmiminahan. So, syempre, may mga cost naman sila or may mga expenditures na sila dito na nagamit. So, kailangan nilang mag-record ng impairment loss kasi wala silang, wala silang napala. Okay, wala silang nakuhang mineral resources. Next or last, indication exists that although a specific area will be developed, the carrying amount of the exploration and evaluation assets is unlikely to be recovered. Yan. So, yes, maaaring may mga mineral sources tayong matagpuan dito, pero yung expenditures na nagamit natin is parang hindi siya na-recover or hindi pa sapat yung nakuha nating resources dun sa lugar na pinagminahan natin. Or kumbaga mas mataas pa yung nagastos natin. So, kailangan natin mag-record ng impairment loss. Like for example, ang ating carrying amount ng ating asset is 1 million. Yan. And then, ang ating nakuha lang na amount is 500,000. So, magkakameron tayo ng 500,000 na lost dun sa impairment loss natin. So, yan. That's it. That's the end of the discussion under the Philippine Financial Reporting Standard 6, exploration for and evaluation of mineral resources. Thank you.